My name is Natalie Batalha. I am a professor here at UC Santa Cruz and worked for a very long time at NASA looking for planets orbiting other stars in the galaxy. So I'm really interested in knowing what kinds of crazy worlds are out there in the galaxy that are very different from our own, and whether or not they could host life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why haven't we found any aliens yet?
Ooh, well, I think that we don't have the right technology to do it yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking. You have to ask, how are we going to find aliens? What kinds of aliens are you looking for?
Yeah.
And do they exist out in the galaxy? Honestly, we don't even know if life is common in our galaxy, or maybe it's rare.
Yep.
Maybe we're all alone.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the answer, but you don't know until you look.
Yep.
So we're building lots of space missions that will help us to answer that question in the future.
If we find them, should we try and meet them?
I think so, yes. I think it could be dangerous because we won't know what they're like. Humans can be very dangerous too. So I think we have to do so cautiously. But meeting life from a whole other planet orbiting another star in our galaxy is going to teach us so much, not just about our galaxy, but even about ourselves, that I think it's worth the risk.
How are you going to find out?
How am I going to find out what they're like?
Yes.
Well, baby steps. First thing we do is we identify a living world. And to do that, maybe we will look and see what molecules are in the atmosphere. Because in our own atmosphere, a lot of the molecules that are present are there because of life.
Oh.
Cows burp out methane, and we use oxygen, right? The trees create oxygen for us to breathe. So there is oxygen in our atmosphere because of life, because of photosynthesis. So maybe we'll look at atmospheres of other planets and see if there are molecules that are indicative of life.
Wow.
But that's not the same thing as seeing if they have one eye or two eyes or no eyes or 5 arms. So for that to happen, I think that eventually we're going to have to visit other stars, other star systems. And that's far away in the future because stars are really, really far away. It's going to take a long time to get there. We don't have good technology yet to do that quickly.
So I heard you discovered some planets. Can you tell me about that?
Yes. We built a space telescope called Kepler.
Mm-hmm.
And we used Kepler to measure the brightnesses of stars really accurately.
Wow.
And you measure the brightness like once every 30 minutes without blinking for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And what you're waiting for is for the star to get a little bit dimmer when a planet eclipses in front of it, because that planet will block out some of the light, right? So if we see the star kind of blink, it means that there's a planet. And if it orbits and then it does it again, then you know it's a planet. And you can make measurements about what that planet is like. So that's what Kepler did. It stared at about 200,000 stars, and it saw lots of stars blinking on and off.
How are they like? Do you think there might be life on the planets?
I do. Mm-hmm. It turns out that planets that are what we call in like Goldilocks planets, you know the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears?
Yes. So
How she was looking for the just right porridge,
Yeah, like
the just right chair.
which my teacher calls it the Goldilocks zone.
The
Because
Goldilocks
that's
zone.
just right. Like the
Exactly.
Earth is in the Goldilocks zone.
Exactly. And what we mean by that is that the surface, it's not so hot that all the water would boil away, and it's not so cold that the water would be all frozen.
Yeah.
It's in somewhere in between. And so when we looked for planets, we could figure out how many stars in our galaxy have such planets that are in the Goldilocks zone.
Wow.
And what we found is that there should be like 20 billion of them.
Wow.
That's a lot of planets that could potentially host life. So yes, I do expect there to be life in the galaxy.
Thank you for coming.
Good job.
You too.
Thanks a lot.